I wanna give my homie and Stevie a call. Um,
Good, bro.
yo, what's up? We're joined by young Stevie. What's good, my bro?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Nice to be on the show.
Yeah, welcome to TWEEZY TV. You're the first ever guest on the channel, bro. Can you imagine? First ever
That's
guest.
crazy.
Yeah,
I'm on it.
thank you for joining, man. Um,
Yeah, of course, bro.
yeah, so obviously we're gonna organize an interview for you, all of that stuff. But today
Yeah.
today
Mm.
we were here to talk about some drama a bit, you know. But like it's still to do with the music, but like we have to talk about some drama for a bit. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
so I'm sure obviously you've seen the stuff going on between Lil Maina and Sabi Wu.
Yeah.
This is not the first time we've had copying allegations from. First of all, Sabi Wu is not the first time he's accused people. Lil Maina is not the first time they've been accused. Abanton is not the first time they've been accused by a hip hop
Eh,
media. Like this is a very
that whole genre, bro.
well. So
That whole
what are
genre does
your
its own
what
thing.
were your initial thoughts upon seeing?
So the thing is, my initial thought, like even before like seeing the videos on
Or
like on like
are you on
Nairobi
Sabi
Gossip.
Wu's close friends? I'm doing an investigation
Nah,
now.
I'm not. Nah, I'm not.
I
It's
have
not
to
me who
find
leaked.
out. I have to find out, bro. Like
It's not me who leaked it.
you're not
Um,
wrong.
I didn't even. Well, I found out about it a few days ago, and so when it initially came out, and so the thing is, so now before I even watch any videos or like so on, like I was watching here on your stream, like the Nairobi Gossip Club like post, because I didn't go and see those things. So my
Mm,
initial thought was that this is just music being music in the sense of like if you make music within a certain genre and like within a certain if you make music of just music in general, if people sometimes are gonna sound the same in terms of like because he was saying flow, and I
yeah,
was like, especially on like urban tone, maybe you can let me know if I'm wrong, but I feel like on urban tone like there's not as many flows as you can hit, you know what I mean?
I get what you're
So
saying.
I thought maybe it's just, I guess because now urban tone has a very, I wouldn't call it a formula, but it has its structures basically,
Yeah,
as every genre does really. But I felt that might just be the thing here, and then it's just like just miscommunication. You know what I thought? That's what I thought, and so I saw it like that, and then I even saw like when Sabi Wu posted like the DMs thing. I thought like they all figured it out,
yeah,
but then I've just seen the content you showed me, you've shown us here on from Nairobi Gossip Club, and the thing is, it's a lot more damning than I initially thought, because I initially thought it was just like a, or whatever, just just a bit of like the same flow being used here,
yeah.
ev. But it's almost, it's tough to say that he might not have gotten some inspiration from Sabu. That's all I'm saying. I
Me, I
get where
can't
Sabu was
say
coming from.
I can't say Lil Minor wasn't inspired by him.
Like
Like
like benefit of the doubt, you just say he was inspired. You know what I mean?
yeah. Nah, let me tell you the finance bill one. That's the one where I was like,
Yeah,
yo,
that
cause
one was it was
cause
it's actually
it's
a bit
like
insane.
as much as everyone was doing finance bill songs at it, or everyone was trying to
Mm.
hop on that wave, but to do it
Yeah,
on Not Like Us is a very singular idea that Sabiru did, you know.
exactly.
So it's
Yeah.
like, yo, where? So if you didn't get that from Sabiru, where did you get that idea from? Like, honestly, like, be for real.
Exactly. It feels too. It's it might be a bit too coincidental. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, fool me
And
once,
so
fool me twice, but the third
exactly
time, ah,
three times is a bit crazy. And look, the thing is, I like both of these guys as artists. Like they're both very decent artists. They're good at what they do,
yeah,
very much so. And so like first, like respect to them, whatever. but it just feels like I don't know. It's a bit close because the thing is, I felt like people. Well, it's not like a concrete thing, but I've all like maybe it's just like that ego. You know, that rapper's ego, feeling like
Mm-hmm.
oh, people are copying my shit.
Mm.
But I've always felt that like in the back of my mind, even though I can't really say it. It's true, but in the sense of like this one, it's like so I thought that's what Sabi Wu was on in terms of just feeling like you know how rappers just say
Yeah.
shit. You just like the
Yeah.
niggas are copying my flow, whatever.
Yeah.
So, but then, so now, but now seeing this three times, it's a bit insane.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I wonder how it is because the thing is, I don't listen to many people that I'd consider my peers. Like I listen to, obviously, I listen to Kenyan music, Kenyan artists, you homies, and people who I admire their work.
Yeah.
But I almost kind of stay away from people who I'd say I make music similar to, or make music within the same realm, because well, for this is one of the reasons as well. Just like because I don't want to feel like I'm taking from this guy or that guy, but just like it's just a competition thing. You know how it is. Rapping
That's
is a
that's
it's a
a really good
competitive thing.
point.
You don't.
That's a really good point. Like there's this thing of,
Yeah,
especially when you're like in album mode, like
yeah,
you don't want to be drawing ideas from especially people that you know. It's like
exactly,
you're trying to be locked into your own vision, and listening to
exactly.
other people who are making similar shit to you especially can be, you
hmm
find yourself taking a bit from here and there.
Yeah, because music subconsciously, because like the saying is, there's nothing new under the sun. So
Yeah.
as much as you can make like all music is derivative of other music,
Yeah.
like plain and simple. Like you can't create music something completely new, something completely and like 100, 200% original. It's just not possible. Like
Yeah.
it can sound original, but it's just you always take ideas and things from, even if it's like subconsciously, you take an idea.
Hmm.
uh, like you can find yourself listening to some music and you don't even know you used it or like took it in some way of shape or form and put it into your own work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so yeah, so going back to looking at peers and all, it's just like yeah. So I try not to. I'll listen like when someone drops something new, just show support and whatever. But people who I don't necessarily like talk to or just generally don't have a relationship with, and we make music in the same sort of realm, I tend to stay away because at the end of the day, it's competition. I don't have beef with anyone,
Yeah.
but like it's a competitive sport at the end of the day. And you know what, I low-key wish that they kind of beefed, it's in a selfish sort of way between Sabi Wu and Lil Maina. I kind of wish they went into a beef just to hear what they'd make
I
out of
want
it.
that. I want that. Personally, I think it would be good for in terms of scale of artists, it would be good for the culture. Like
Yeah, exactly.
it's a decent enough level. You see,
Mm,
for us at the lower level, these beefs are happening all the time. But like for those
exactly.
who have a bit more of an audience, that would be a dope
Yeah,
thing to happen in front of people. Um,
yeah. I
and
think
like
it'd be good for the industry.
Sabi Wu did draw first blood, as we've just seen on my
Yeah,
stream.
he
Like
did.
we
That
just
freestyle
didn't
was
know,
fire.
he was subbing Lil Maina until he came out with that info. So the ball
Yeah,
is now in Lil Maina's court. Like
exactly.
drop a track, stop going on stream and talking
Exactly.
shit.
Like the thing is now, I don't know if they've solved the beef because I saw the DNs, the Nini, but I agree. Like if it's about beef, like if it's music beef, keep it music. Like
Yeah.
say what you want on your stream, but like go into the booth, bro. Go into the booth. We need. I think as much as it's selfish, it's like yeah, I'd like to hear the music that would come from said beef because like even that Lil Minor freestyle, not Lil Minor, Sabi Wu freestyle was fire.
Yeah.
I listened to it the other day. I was like, yeah, this is fire. And so it would be interesting to see what Lil Mine has to say. Now, obviously, in terms of my thoughts on like these guys as musicians, I do think Sabu is a better artist with it like hating on Lil Minor because
yeah.
I even like his music,
But Sabi Wu is
especially.
just
Well,
talented as fuck. That's the thing.
yeah, he's crazy, and his work rate is also crazy. He's
Yeah,
been dropping music constantly forever now,
yeah,
and so yeah, respect about these guys. I mean, to be fair, Lil Minor came on more as like a parody artist when he was doing the covers of all those other songs. When he was doing Carti covers,
yeah,
uh, and those other tracks. To be fair, they are funny as fuck. Like for what he was doing, he was the best. Like for that type of shit, like he was hands down. Like he was killing
yeah.
that shit.
That's true.
And so yeah, he came up with that, and I actually respect him in terms of like how he's pivoted into making more serious music,
Most
and
definitely.
people take it seriously now. So yeah, I massive respect for him, and he cultivated his audience through like being funny, and then like something that's not talked about is like how that's how difficult that is for people to stay along with him, like from
Oh yeah. Oh
in that
yeah.
pivot, because that's not easy to from doing as much as yes it's still music, like to change up that much and still have people have fans basically.
Yeah. The pivot itself
It's
is not easy. Like um
exactly.
even working directly with Mirigi and like seeing
Mm,
the steps we've had to take, it's like
mm.
that pivot is not easy at all. Like so I
It's
give him
really
I give
not.
him props for that for like I feel like he has a fan base outside like people don't right now there's people who probably don't even know him for comedy. You get me?
Exactly, which is actually crazy
That's
because I see him as
crazy.
like a comedian first almost.
Yeah,
This is natural.
yeah. So
Um, but yeah, it's really not easy to make that pivot, that switch. So I really respect him for that. And so yeah, shout out to Lil Minor for that. But what I was saying was this: I think Sabi Wu, I think he has better bars in my opinion.
yeah,
Um, like if it was rap beef, I think he'd take it. I can't lie.
yeah. So that leads me to a question then. So do you where do you place urban tone in terms of
Mm.
like is it part of hip hop? Is my I guess my general question. Like, do you see it?
Um,
Does it need to follow the same rules? Is it you get what I'm trying to say? Like, is it?
yeah, I get what you mean. Um, I think I look at it as like a sub genre of hip hop. Like it's kind of like in the sense of like, because at the end of the day, these guys are still rapping. You know what I mean? At the
That's
end
the
of the day,
thing.
guys are
Yeah,
rapping.
yeah. But my argument was always that I guess I can come off as a hater when I'm saying it, but I'm like it
Mm.
didn't really evolve from hip hop, so I don't know why it's now
Mm.
categorized as hip hop because I feel like the hip hop
I hear
community
what you mean.
is doing a different thing than what they're doing, you know. But at the end
I
of the
get
day,
what you
they
mean.
are rapping, so it's like it's a bit I don't know. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I get it. So now I see Ableton. Obviously, it's almost like it came off like the whatever of Gengeton
yeah,
when that came out. It's very similar. In fact, sometimes you can easily confuse one for the other.
yeah,
But in terms of that, so in terms of the rules now, now it's tricky because it's just like because now who creates these rules? You know what I mean?
that's true.
It's it's a fairly new genre, so people like relative to all the other music in terms even like relative to hip hop, it's urban tone is very new,
Yeah,
and so yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like I guess maybe you'd have to because I mean at the end of the day it's a rap beef because these guys are rapping. It's just the only difference is the beat behind it, and so even though the fan bases are generally you can make a clear distinction in terms of the fan bases,
yeah,
because there are people who like hip hop but don't really listen to urban. Like me, for example, I don't really listen to urban that much.
yeah,
It's almost like if it's big somewhere, that's when I'll hear it, and I don't mind. It's good, It's if you're outside listening,
yeah,
having a good time, urban can get the party
for
started for
sure,
sure.
for sure.
And so, but in terms of like just listening solo, it's not something that I to go out looking for. But so I say this to say, I see it as a cousin of like hip hop.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
so if it comes to like those rules, I guess maybe you play by rap rules, and it seems like they've squashed it, and there's not gonna be a beef. But it's just like if there was a beef, I'd have loved to seen it,
Yeah,
love to have seen it. Um, yeah, it would have been good. It would have been good to see a rap beef because it would be good for the industry. It'd be good for just get pushing Kenyan music even further. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
As much as like,
And
oh,
to
it's
be
negativity.
to be
Mm.
honest, like as a Sabi Wu fan, I feel like he'd win. So like that would probably be his
Mm.
making the jump kind of
Exactly.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah, that would be really good for him. Like if because now, but you see, here's the thing: battles are they're won by the audience decides who wins.
court
You know
of
what I mean?
public opinion. Yeah.
Exactly. And so, well, Lil Maina is a bigger artist, like in terms of numbers and just like his popularity, he's bigger.
Yeah.
And so I feel like even if because I think he'd maybe like hold his own. Like I don't think he'd be bad basically if it was a
So you're
beef. I
saying it
think
would be
he'd
a Drake McMill or am a Drake and like okay maybe push
almost, yeah.
like
Yeah, I
he
think
wins but no one cares.
yeah, like Drake and Push. It could low key be like that. That's the thing. That's another thing. It's not even about. You see, the thing is with at least Drake and Push, the only people who say Pusha T didn't win are Drake fans, and like big Drake stands of you guys,
Yeah,
and so those are the only people who say Pusha T didn't win, and so in this situation, I feel like because now Mine is like the big artist, and he has the money, so the people will be behind him.
yeah,
So as much, yeah, Sabi was also very much a big artist in his own right, and so there are people who will back him. And if he makes a better song, at the end of the day, I just want to hear good music. So if in a world where Lil Minor decides he's gonna be fucking Lil Wayne or some shit, let him do that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But I think just how I see it playing out, I do see if they were to both release tracks on each other, I'd see the Miners doing more numbers, and court of public opinion would probably say he won. But
yeah,
I think Sabi would probably deserve that win. So yeah, it's very much like Drake. Like it's Drake and Pusha T like that. But you also say Drake McMill. The thing is, I do think he washed McMill in that battle. To be fair, but
but
yeah, it would be a lot
in
like
that battle,
Pusha.
this is a take I've had for years.
Mm.
Um, I still think like McMill like poked a hole in the armor. As much as he lost, he went down, but that ghostwriting shit to
It was,
me
I mean,
it
it was the
set the
beginning
path.
of,
It set the path.
of
Trust me.
for sure.
So like
Because you'd even hear those like you'd always hear like subs. Like I'm pretty sure like you'd hear subs in Kendrick's music about the ghostwriting things.
people
I
don't talk
think, and
about that.
I always thought they were toward Drake. I always thought they were towards Drake.
Yeah, but like
And
it didn't really like at the time I remember hearing King Kunta and then it's only now after all the
that's the exact what I was thinking about.
yeah, it's only now after the context of everything. Like I don't know
Mm,
if you've seen that clip of Kendrick at South by Southwest and like just this is even before To Pimp a Butterflies come out. It's only King Kunta and
mm,
like the other singles that are out. And like he's performing, no one knows the song, but then the
yeah,
part for the ghostwriter, he sees Elliot
yeah,
Wilson in the crowd and he's like, Elliot, a rapper with a ghostwriter, what the fuck happened? And that's when I like look at it now, I'm like, he's talking directly to Elliot
yeah.
Wilson because Elliot did the interview with Drake for the content.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like it was right in front of our eyes, but I couldn't really. But now with all this
Yeah,
context, he was sending shots for sure, for sure, for sure.
100%. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. So yeah, as you're very right in the sense of like, even though Drake won that battle, that's what like exactly it poked a hole in his armor.
So
Like that's what now when people
Sabiu
are like, yeah,
could
this
do
guy
the
has a
same thing.
ghostwriter.
Sabiu could do the same
Yeah.
thing. Like this guy is copying. This guy is what? This guy is not original.
Mm,
You get guys. You put the idea in people's heads. 5 years down
exactly.
the line, someone else will battle him and take him.
But
But
that's the thing.
yeah,
But I think Kenyan, especially from this generation of ours, I just think that Kenyan music and just Kenyan rap, and I guess you can put. I'd say you can put urban tone
Mm,
into this conversation. I think it needs that because
yeah,
competition breeds it. Competition only makes artists better.
yeah, facts.
Uh, if you're motivated, if whether you're motivated by hate or you're motivated by whatever it is, it's just gonna make the music better, and I think it's better for the industry. And like, it's a very selfish point of view, obviously, for where we're coming from. Because like, even in my opinion, so I don't want to be in beef with anyone. You know what I mean? Just seems
Yeah,
it seems long.
yeah,
It does seem long to be trying to beef people. So yeah, in terms of that all happening, I just think it would be good for the industry and it would
yeah,
only push it forward. And you know how it's always like this with beef. When one beef comes out, you always find other beef, smaller beefs coming out from it as well. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Other people always start like, oh, by this, since everyone's beefing, even me, let me
yeah.
beef. It's just
Brings
like,
out that hater energy. Trust me. Hey, last year, a time like this, the hater energy was crazy. Even me, I was trying to drop a diss track on some producers. Like, oh, it was crazy.
even you have a producer beef. That's
I
crazy.
go. I have ops out here, man. You don't even know, man.
That's insane, man.
But yeah,
That's insane. You know, mm,
beef, I think, is fundamental to rap and hip hop.
yeah,
Like, the
yeah,
culture stemmed from battling and like all of that stuff. So, you've touched on a point
yeah,
about like trying to fit the urban tone into hip hop and all of that stuff. And there's something that it does that I think is actually very hip hop, but at the same
mm,
time might also be its detriment, and it's the
yeah,
use of sampling. So sampling is not the issue;
yeah.
it's the use of the sampling or the samples, and it's
So
more
like,
of rhythm culture than
yes,
chopping
that's true.
chopping samples and finding rare, like vinyls and
Yeah,
things like that. Like theirs is this Sean Paul record. I'm taking that, not even pitched down,
like straight up.
nothing. Like, yo, so what do you think
Yeah,
of that? And like we can talk about this, and then maybe you can add LT to the call. We can also now get her
right.
thoughts. Yeah. So
Even before that, I sent you a text. Just let me know if you've seen it, and then, but yeah, let me talk to her. But anyway, as I was saying, um, in terms of in terms of the sampling and all that. First of all, like, because how you said like rhythm culture, for example, right?
mm,
It's very much like that in the sense because I mean, urban tone does take from that to some extent as well. It does take from Jamaican music, dancehall. It does take from dancehall especially,
yeah,
and so it makes sense. So yeah, it makes sense that they sort of move the same way in terms of, everyone like there's like in Jamaica there's like five different, not even five. That's underselling it by far, but like hundreds of tracks on the same rhythm on the same beat,
yeah,
and it's just how they work out there. It's just how it works, and they don't see it as like stealing or like they just see it's just part of the culture, and so it makes sense that that's what happens within urban tone. But now it's all about like is the rest of like the music like, but the thing is like, do people understand that basically is the issue now? Because you'll always hear people talking about sampling and whatever, and always talk about like a song that always comes to mind. I don't know if it would even fall under urban tone, but
mm.
the song Sabi Wu did where he sampled, because this is a whole, it's not like, this is actually sampling, to be fair, when he sampled that Nameless song.
That you see,
uh,
that song to me,
mm,
I've always been a Sabi Wu fan, but that song to
mm,
me, in my eyes, took him to a different level in terms of the
yeah,
the
it
the
definitely,
care for the sample and
mm,
the intention of the sample, and knowing how to use the sample versus
yeah,
just hearing a song and saying I want to use that and just taking it like that,
exactly.
you know.
I think that was a good use of a sample. He because it even whatever into the, it was, I think, like Jersey Club type. type whatever
Yeah,
going on.
yeah.
And so whoever produced it, shout out to him. I don't know
No,
if
you
because
see
Sabi Wu
that the
produced it.
thing
I
is
don't.
he produced that beat. That's why in my head
That's
took him to
crazy.
a different level, man. Like
That's crazy.
different level.
Because now, yeah, because you know what, yeah, fair enough. Especially now the fact that it just shows like his understanding of music. He's hugely talented.
Yeah,
So shout out to him in that sense. So yeah, yeah, I brought that song up to say that as much as I actually do like the song, but and how you even brought up the how it took him to another level in that sense. I did feel that because that was around the time where everyone was like really doing sampling. Although I do think he did it better
yeah,
than other people did, I still do feel like he took it was more like within the so no, it was like within the hype sort of thing. You release a certain kind of song when when things are popping.
yeah, yeah. Because they were
So
sampling
I
a
do,
lot of Kenyan records, a lot of dancehall records. So like
yeah.
it was
At
familiar
that
then.
time,
Yeah,
exactly at that time, it did feel like this is the trend basically.
yeah,
As much as the song is good, I did feel like he was doing it a bit trend wise. So it's just like I'd put it a tiny bit down for me. But I mean, it's just like the song is good,
yeah,
and even if it came out in another context or another time, I'd have seen it a lot better. But it was
yeah.
just in that moment when like everyone was doing the sampling thing,
But
and it was just like fair.
to be fair, everyone was doing it, and his still cut through. Like his is like
Yeah,
300K
true,
streams and shit like that. So he still
true.
cut
That
through,
one went
even
crazy.
despite everyone doing the same kind of thing, you know. So I
Yeah,
give
and I
him a lot
mean,
of
yeah.
props for that. And I don't even like. I'm not like I don't actually listen to the song like that. Like it's not what me. I'm still a
Mm.
like boom bap Sabi Wu, like the few tracks that he does where he's
Yeah,
just rapping, those are the ones I listen to. That's just me. But like that one is
yeah,
just more of the respect. Same way I have respect for Lil Maina, but I'm not listening to his music, you know. So
yeah. I get you.
yeah, that's what it was for me.
I get you. I hear you because yeah, to be yeah, like all props to him because it's like quality shines through at the end of the day.
Yeah,
So and that one it went through and the song was big and deservedly so. He's a he's a proper artist. So shout out to him in that sense. But I was also gonna say yeah. So now yeah. So wait, what was I even gonna say? Yeah, that song it was good and that whole the thing is in terms of sampling. I love sampling. It's part of it's one of the biggest pillars of hip hop. You know,
yeah.
like without sampling, hip hop would not be what it is. And so I do respect sampling. My only thing is just like it's just lazy sampling. Is what I'm not a fan of basically.
Yeah,
When
that's
sampling is just lazy, like let me tell you the biggest culprit for me. As much as he do it a bit transformatively, but fucking Jack Harlow, when he did that glamorous sample.
oh, that was outrageous,
I
man.
mean,
That was
he he changed it up a
nasty
bit, but it was
work.
just like this was. I
Nasty,
hate that.
nasty work. Let me tell you, I really like Jack Harlow, but like
Mm.
pop Jack Harlow is the worst thing humanity has ever done. Like, bro, we should not be allowed this stuff.
It,
That
it just it
that
just felt
song is atrocious, bro. I can't. I
it
can't.
felt disrespectful to hip hop. Maybe I'm overreacting, but
Nah,
it
you're
just
not.
felt disrespectful
That's
to
the age we're
sampling.
in, man. Like, I think the pop hip hop sector
Mm.
all across the
Yeah,
world, that's the bag they're in. And like
exactly.
not many people
You know,
do it right because you have to select the right sample as well. And like picking such a recognizable song to me,
yeah.
I don't know.
That's another thing about sampling. Sometimes you can tell when someone's sampling for the sake of sampling and not
Yeah,
for the sake of making a good song.
yeah,
So in that one, it's like you almost feel like whoever produced it or whether he came up with the idea or whatever, you almost feel like they wanted to do something with the song first, not actually. It's not like they stumbled upon the song and then decided to
yeah.
make something of it. It's
That's
more like,
true.
this song by there, I need to sample it. I need to do
Yeah,
something with this song. Like for me, I think something when it comes from like a genuine, like you can kind of tell when something comes from a genuine place. Like
but yeah,
those samples you don't even like recognize sometimes. Like sometimes it's good to be like, hey yo,
yeah.
I recognize this sample. Um, and it's good, but sometimes I just feel like you can tell when someone's sampling from a genuine place.
But I mean, to play devil's advocate with that, I think this you can still have a level of like control and intention with the
Yeah,
samples you wanna use without it
yeah.
feeling like forced. I feel like some there's I know this artist called he's an underground artist called D2X. Um
Deep X,
D2X.
D2X. No,
He's
I haven't
from
heard of him.
he's from Chicago. He's a rapper.
Mm.
But I follow him on Twitter and like he posted how there's a project of his that came out last year and he posted how he had literally he had in his
Mm.
notebook he had a list of songs he was sampling specifically for that record. And when you listen to the
Mm.
record, you're like, this
Yeah,
actually is really dope, you know. And I feel like maybe that's
yeah,
something more major label artists do than we realize, like
yeah,
having a list of things you wanna sample. And like obviously the better artists will do it more effectively. But I
yeah,
can see someone like maybe like a Little Sims having a specific record he wants to sample. Like even with Thames, Thames specifically wanted to
mm.
sample the Love Me JJ record from the
Mm.
80s because that was her favorite song as a kid. So he
Yeah,
went into it and it became I really don't like that song anymore, but like it cut through still, you know, because it was still it didn't feel forced because it was like that was I mean to the hit in Nigeria, but to the rest of the world we didn't even know it's a sample, you know.
like, yeah.
So
It was just like, yeah,
yeah, I think there's a level of intention that you can have, but then I do get what you're saying with the genuine sampling. Like
yeah.
even
So
for me,
yeah,
yeah, it's something that I've come across where like if I say, oh, I wanna sample this record, I'm never able to get the right chops or whatever. But those ones where I'm listening to
mm.
something and I just open my Ableton and just throw it in. Those are the ones where I'm able to just sample it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, because yeah, that's well, yeah. You're right in terms of like you can be assertive in terms of like knowing what you want to use if you're a song, and maybe you listen to a song sometimes you hear a certain part, you're like, hey, that can get sampled. Let me do that real quick,
Yeah.
and yeah, so sometimes the sample can take the forefront of a song. Like a sample can be the forefront of the song, but I just think like more often than not, when that's the case it doesn't come out as good as just a song that happened to sample. It's
Yeah.
not like that the reason you made the song was because of the sample. It's just like the song was gonna be made either way. It's just that the sample sort of found its way in. Like you can tell when something blends in, if that makes sense.
Mm.
So like yes, like that Jackalo track, for example, that doesn't blend. It's so it's so in your face.
Yeah. It's like he's
it's so
standing
in
on top of the beat. It's like, yo.
Exactly. It's like that song would not have happened if Glamorous didn't exist. You know what I mean? And like obviously you can say
Yeah.
that about every other song, whatever. But
No, but
it's
that's a
just
good point. Like, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it didn't feel like obviously it's an original piece of work, but it just didn't feel like it. It just felt annoying. It felt like a guy who just wanted to do like the popping thing of sampling. Like it just
Yeah.
felt so like intentional basically in terms of like when they were making that song their whole mind was on like how they're gonna probably market that shit on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like you just know that
Bro,
was on their mind.
that is so funny because that is the truth. Like I know they were in
And
those
yeah,
meetings, like, yeah, the hoes gonna love this.
exactly.
Bro.
And so I don't even like calling music like TikTok music.
But
uh
yeah.
like if there's a TikTok song that's ever existed, that one, you know.
Facts, facts, facts,
It's-
facts.
so when it comes to sampling is beautiful. I love sampling. Although I do find it hard when I'm producing on things, I do find it hard to like sample from other songs. Actually, I've actually made I'll send it to you, but I made a beat that actually sampled Glamorous.
Walai.
Like yeah, that's him. Because I remember hearing the Jack Harlow song, I was like, nah, this
Yeah.
can't run, man.
Yeah. You see,
This
that's
can't run.
my thing as a producer. Like, and that's my problem. Like, as a producer,
Yeah.
so as a DJ, when I go out, I'm only listening to the DJ's transitions. It's a serious problem.
Yeah.
So same thing when I'm listening to music, like I can still listen as a fan, but a lot of the time
Yeah.
I'm listening to the mixes, I'm listening to the
Mm.
chops, listening to what hi-hat are you using, So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
when I listen to someone sampling, like
Yeah.
my ears always perk up and like I'm now listening
Yeah.
intently. And I'm like, yo, I can take that same record. I've heard that record. I could chop that anytime I need, bro. It's like
Yeah.
when so that's my problem with lazy samplers. It's like the sample is never even the issue. You can sample that old record. Do something with
Yeah.
it, bro. Because like when I don't know if you watch Rhythm Roulette on YouTube. Um,
Yeah, I know of it. Yeah, I know of it.
so, did you see Timbaland's Rhythm Village last year?
The when he was talking, was it the one where he was talking about? Wait, I don't know if I watched it, but just let me know.
He went on there and like he picked three records blindly, go and chop them up. So one of them that he
Yeah.
picked was "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised," Jim Scott
Yeah.
Heron, which is the same sample that Kanye famously used on
Mm.
Late Registration with Common,
Yeah.
"My Way Home."
Yes.
So everyone knows that,
Yeah.
or every Kanye fan knows that sample. So we know how Kanye chopped it. This
Yeah.
Timbaland nigga goes and does the same exact chop, and then he's there, he's bumping his head, he's doing the Timbaland moves. I'm like, yo, nigga, like we've heard this song before, you know, and like that's what
Yeah.
these niggas are
Exactly.
doing. It's like, bro, that same song, there were like 5 different sections you could have sampled. It's just that Kanye
Hmm.
took the most recognizable part. So find something else, like some of these guys
Yeah.
don't wanna be on that. Me personally, I'm a sample first guy, so that's why I'm very critical with guys who sample. I'm like, yo, if you guys are giving us a bad name out here, bro. Like, do it right. Like me, I'm out here, I'm using shit where you can't
Yeah.
even know it was a sample half the time,
Yeah.
or
That's one of the most whatever of using samples,
or
like most
if you
satisfying
sample,
things.
you don't like the record is not at known. Like I'm over here buying
Yeah.
vinyls. There's a couple of vinyls I bought where it's like you can't find the music on streaming services. Even on YouTube, I can only find like 2 or so songs. So I can only sample directly from the vinyl. That's like no
Yeah.
one is gonna find that shit, bro. So
Exactly. It's like and just using them intelligently in terms of like you're using
yeah,
either on things most people don't know, or you're even putting it in the sense of like people don't pick up on it, and that's what I think it's a really satisfying thing on like the producer's perspective sort of.
yeah,
It's just like when you can use a sample and no one picks it up, it's actually quite it's a satisfying feeling.
yeah. So like these guys
So
don't care about that. Them they just and
guys just see it as like
the
a
the
hit. I'm
funny
making a
thing
hit.
is like when you
Hmm.
bring a hip hop producer into the urban tone realm. So the example I
Yeah.
always give is RS66, the Wakadinali producer and all of them, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So him, obviously, he's been around those guys, Kina Calligraph, Kina what. He's also like, obviously, like every once in a while we'll create our own melodies, but like the sample-based guys, we first look for a sample. So
Yeah.
him when he's producing, I've noticed that for the most part, but I can't find where the sample is taken. But the other day,
Yeah.
when I was listening, my cousin was playing a reggae mix the other
Yeah.
day and I had the sample for Tim Kumalo, the Wakadinali song.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
the one where the man is like Avatar, Last Airbender, see what? The
Yeah. I know the
sample
song.
in that song is some reggae tune from back in the day. So like he took the fundamentals of urban tone, mixed with the fundamentals of hip hop,
Yeah.
and like it's not a recognizable sample, but it feels urban tone because it's from Jamaica. So it's like
Yeah.
that's that's production. This shit for bro,
Yeah.
these
That's
guys when I
real
had
producing.
when I had them taking a full on Sean Paul record of all dancehall artists, Sean Paul. What happens when
Like,
the
did you even
producers
try?
hear these songs? Like
Yeah.
So for me, that's
I,
my
I,
biggest
I
thing.
get what you mean.
Yeah.
Let me ask, what's your what's your favorite? Do you, well, I know it's difficult, but like off the top of your head,
What's my?
like favorite like, off the top of your head. I know it's not easy to pick one,
It keeps
but
breaking
like,
up. Sorry, it keeps breaking up every time you
okay,
ask what's my, and then it breaks up.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Damn, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hey, I was saying, do you have a favorite sample? Because I know it's hard to pick one, but like, do you have any like
Like
favorite samples off the top of your head?
sample use or like
Like just samples or like in a song, like as best sample use. Like you hear a sample in a song, you're like, this producer killed it.
let me think more recent. Oh,
Yeah,
I love the Unknown T Janet Jackson sample, and the fact that she cleared it
yeah,
was like even more
that was
amazing. Yeah.
yeah. Like,
See,
like on a side note, Anunti has some of the craziest flows I've ever heard in my life.
yeah.
Like, his flows are insane.
Nah, he's super
Um,
mad. He's super mad.
yeah,
I
he's
mean,
crazy.
and in the
He's
same
Ugandan.
week, yeah, he's Ugandan, bro. Like, shout out diaspora. um, yes.
You say?
Funny enough, in the same week, um, Janet Jackson cleared also Saba for his
Mm,
rape. So like, and she don't be clearing
I need to listen
samples.
to
That's why
that.
it was like a really dope thing that week.
Yeah, because
Um,
like because especially when a certain artist, especially someone who's as big as Janet Jackson, like
yeah,
when her team clears the sample for you, it shows like first of all like probably like the respect they have for you as an
yeah,
artist. Like it's crazy. Because can you imagine one of the biggest artists in the world, even if you're a big artist relatively yourself, that's one of the big someone like Janet saying like, "Hey, it's cool. They can use it."
yeah.
It's
It's a
crazy.
dope feeling for sure.
Must be crazy.
Let me think. Let me think. Uh, I feel like
Wait,
with
I have one in mind.
yeah, yeah. Tell
Mhm.
me, tell me.
This one's a bit older because it came out in I think 2020. But when that Pop Smoke song really, because obviously like drill, that's another like subgenre that's very sample heavy at least nowadays.
Yeah.
When his producer sampled that Nameless track, do you remember?
Oh yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
I think the song is she's got a thing.
See, I really like
And the
those
thing,
kind of samples where he's done work to the
yeah,
track. You know?
exactly. And the thing is, I would have never picked it up until I found out about it. And the thing is, once you find out and once you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
of course.
Yeah.
Like, how
But
didn't you even wonder how you didn't pick it up?
facts.
But that whole, like, the fact that it's just like, whatever, like, just, like, take because now that producer, wherever he's from, he probably doesn't know, like, the significance of that song, of the
He's
original song, in
he's
terms of,
nah
like,
nah nah nah. Don't like he's from TZ. If I'm not wrong.
is that
If I'm
TZ
not
guy?
wrong, yeah, he's from TZ.
Ah, then okay, then he gets it. Then it makes
Yeah,
so much sense because that song was huge.
yeah.
What the thing is, what song was it? Was it I forgot the nameless song. I know how it goes, but
Was it sincere?
yeah, Sincere, exactly. Yeah, it was that
Yeah,
one. I
yeah.
don't know. In my mind, I was thinking Lazizi, but I was like, that's a Sauti Soul
Yeah,
song.
yeah, yeah,
Anyway,
but I get what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, nah, that was a really, really dope
that beat
sample.
is fire, and the fact it's a Kenyan track, a Kenyan song that was huge. It's like, yeah, they
Yeah,
put extra points for me.
yeah, facts, facts. I'm trying to think.
So yeah, Sam.
I think some
Mm,
of the better samples come from the underground, which I listen to a lot. And funny enough, when I say underground,
yeah.
a lot of people think nowadays will think of like I don't know
Mm,
the Kati scene or the Yeet scene or
yeah.
the Alan scene. Me, I still think of underground guys as the Freddie Gibbs and the West Side Guns.
I get where you're coming
So
from.
that's where I feel like sampling and real hip hop still lives. So
Yeah.
the whole Life is Beautiful tape, the
Mm,
samples, and I've had some of them on. So I don't wanna give away my source. I'll bleep this part out. But like I used Tracklib I use Tracklib. I don't know if you've heard of it, but
Yeah, I think I've heard of it.
you'd be surprised how many Madlib. Okay, maybe not Madlib, but Alchemist for sure, Conductor, and Davinger. There's so many of the samples. I know they've probably sourced from Tracklib because like it just gives you a whole library of tracks to sample from. And hearing some of those samples, it's like, yo, the way you've actually like some of them, don't get me wrong, are a bit, I wouldn't say lazy, but like they've not done much to them. They've just found the perfect like loop.
Yeah.
But some of those chops are insane, you know. So
Yeah, I
that's
get
like
what
this
you mean.
beautiful tape. I really fuck with it. My favorite,
Yeah.
my favorite sample or sample use of all time is more about the technique. But
Yeah.
when I found out the chops in Song Cry by Jay-Z,
Yeah.
produced by produced that Just Blaze.
Mm.
If you listen
Just
to it,
Blaze up.
bro,
Producer.
I need you to find the original sample for that song. You'd think it's just a
Okay.
straight loop. This nigga
Yeah.
made like it was so many chops. It's like at least 30 chops just to make
Damn.
a loop. You know, but
That's
the way
insane.
he's done it, it's so seamless. You'd think the original track sounded like that, but it doesn't.
Mm.
So that's when I started like trying to go deeper into how I'm actually chopping these things up. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one definitely made me wake up. I'm like, yo,
I hear
that
you.
shit is crazy to me. But yeah,
I need to re-listen to it and then listen to the original sample and see.
yeah, you'll see. It's like it's not a straight line. It's like I think the track was in 3/4. So anytime you're dealing with
Yeah.
something in 3/4, you have to now start
Yeah.
time stretching and like,
Exactly. You know that reminds me of.
hmm.
It reminds me of that the track the game and 50 Cent. What's it called again? What is his name?
Oh, that is a crazy sample. That is
I
a
remember
crazy
watching the
sample.
video of the
Yeah,
producer talking about how he had to chop it because that one was also in 3/4. It
yeah,
came up because you're talking about it was in 3/4. That
yeah,
one was also in 3/4, and then you had to chop it. However, it was like,
yeah.
the
That's my
skill that people have,
that's my
insane.
favorite kind of like
Hate it or love it.
chopping
Yes.
where like you'll put the first part on one key. So may I use my keyboard?
Yeah.
It's nothing fancy. It's
Yeah.
like some cheap shit, but like you'll put the long part on one key and then the like the short part that you want to keep playing on this other key, and like you
Yeah.
just keep bringing it back. I love doing that shit in my beats, and I got that off of that video where the guy was talking about that 3/4
Exactly.
shit.
Because
Like, cause before
it's actually so
I'd hear a sample in 3/4, and I'm like, I can't chop this until I was like, oh shit, this guy. That's how you do. So like, yeah, it's been a
yeah.
like for me. I'm not at
Mm.
obviously I rate myself, but like I'm still
Yeah.
learning this shit, you know, like in real time.
Yeah,
So
of
like
course.
seeing some of these clips, I'm like, oh shit, there's more to this. Before my first sample chops, because I'd say I
Mm.
started probably last year. The first
Yeah.
chops were straight like take this
Just
section,
whatever.
take that section, put it there. But now seeing
Yeah.
some of those videos, I'm like, yo, there's really a serious skill to this on a deeper level than even most would realize. So like,
Yeah. The way some people's minds work, it's insane. Because you and me, I don't even like when it comes to production, I don't even like chop up samples that much. Like if I do, it's like very like once in a blue moon. It's not because I don't want. It's just that I'm just not that good at it, and I don't want to make something that just
yeah,
that's derivative of that original song.
yeah,
So I know that feeling all too well. Just like even me, I can rate myself, but I just think like it's just time. Doing reps and just getting it done. I'll send you the one I did for Glamorous, the beat I did.
yeah,
That one I won't lie. It is a bit. I basically the whole hook is the actual hook, but I just switched it up. But
nice,
okay, you'll hear it. It's more than a sample. I don't even think this falls under sampling. This is more just. I think call it a remix or whatever the fuck.
yeah. So that's actually a nice segue to, I guess
Hmm?
we can talk about
Yeah.
some of your some of your music and
Mm.
what you're getting into. Um,
Yeah.
so I want to start with there's a track. So I knew you before we knew each other, bro. Because me, I'm too
Yeah.
tapped in. I'm too tapped in.
Yeah,
So
you're locked into the music industry. I
your
can't lie.
your your track with Jovi Jov,
Joey, yes.
Paranoid, if I'm not wrong.
Paranoid, yeah.
Talk to me
Yeah,
about
Paranoid.
how
With,
that
with Jovi and
and
Baraka.
Baraka.
Swahili Pop.
Yeah, that's
Yes. Shout
bro,
out to them
that's
for real.
big. That's big. Talk to me about how that came about
It was
and
it's
maybe
actually so crazy. I was actually talking about this song the other day. I was
yeah,
actually talking to someone about it the other day. And so the funniest thing is because we know that tape was that whole album, it was, me and Busy. He produced the whole thing.
okay,
And so initially he initially sent me the beat for that song.
yeah,
And I just couldn't come up with anything. I wasn't feeling it. I just told him like, yeah, I'm not feeling it, man. I don't know what it was. But this is
yeah.
before I heard Jovi or Barak on it. It was just as the
Oh,
beat alone.
yeah,
And just sometimes it wasn't that it was a bad beat. I just couldn't come up with anything. That just happens sometimes. Sometimes things just not don't click.
yeah.
And so then sometime after some weeks pass, and then this guy's like, yo, he sends me now. Then he sends me the track because now they did their verses first. I added my verse at the end basically
Yeah,
because I have the last verse on it, but yeah, because they had done it, and then obviously Albizi produced it. He made a few songs for Jovi, and so fair enough. They were like kind enough to like let me have the song for the album, to let us have the song for the album, and like I appreciate it for that. Like Albizi did most of the work because he knew them, so he's like, yo, let us have this one for the album if you're not using it, and they're like, cool, because like damn, for having a Jovi feature and not necessarily having to pay for it, that's crazy.
that's crazy.
Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so I got that feature. I was like, yo, because I mean, numbers wise, it's my biggest song still on streaming, and like rightfully so, because like I mean, Jovi's crazy, Baraka is also crazy. Those guys, they make insane music, and so it's like shout out to them for real. They helped me out on a big one. It's just like it's so funny. It's just like that song. I would have never done it. I think I even did two verses to it initially. The first
mm,
verse I did, yeah, I think if I'm not wrong, it's that song. I did the first verse. I don't know if I'll be able to find it somewhere on my laptop, but I did it. And then Albiz was like, "Nah, you can actually do better on this." And I was like, bro, you're actually right, because
yeah,
like this, because I even thought about it in the sense of like this could probably be the biggest song on the album. Like I need to lock in for real.
for real,
I
for
need to
real.
lock in this verse
Yeah,
and show people what I'm about for real. But I was even listening to the album, the Source Island, the other day, just going through it, was listening to it with some homies. It's just like, damn, like I need to I want to lock in again like this properly on like like hip hop. That's what I'm back on at the moment in
nice.
terms of I'm back rapping. I mean, I'll
Yeah,
still release an indie thing here and there for fun,
yeah.
but
So
I'm on my
let's talk
rapping
about that. So like
mm.
you had that Sauce Island
South
in
Island. Mm.
2021.
Yeah.
You did a couple of few things here and there, but then around 2023, we
Mm.
kind of saw a pivot towards more indie rock influenced
Mm.
kind of music.
Yeah.
You dropped one of my favorite songs of all time, and I know I've told you this so many times. Like Narcissist is one of the best songs ever made. It feels like it's describing myself.
Thank you,
Not saying
bro.
I'm a narcissist, but like I relate so hard, bro.
Oh my
um,
god.
Nah, like, so
Mm.
what inspired you to kind of make that pivot? I remember you dropped SOS. There was a couple
Mm.
of other singles around that time that had
Yeah.
that similar feeling. And
Yeah, I dropped a few songs like that.
yeah, what inspired you to make that
Um,
pivot?
and the thing is, the music I make is the music I listen to, like straight up. Like, even when it started from rap, like there's an interview I remember doing, like when So Silent first dropped, and I think it was with Teller actually.
Okay.
She interviewed
Shout
me.
out Tella.
Shout out, she's crazy, she's great. Even how she's
Yeah,
tapped into this music shit.
yeah,
Um, so I remember I was just listening to, at that time it was Yati and TK and like Carti and all these guys. Just like that's the music I listen to, and just like I'm gonna make what I like, basically, what I like to listen to. I'm gonna make what I like to listen to, basically. And so when it comes to the indie and the rock and whatever, I've always listened to it since I've been a kid. I've always listened to rock music. I think apart from rap, rock is like my second favorite genre for sure.
So
And so just like what, it was like at that time I don't know, the rap wasn't hitting as hard, like for me anyway, at least. I don't know. I felt like it just wasn't hitting. I just needed to try something new. And so that's what I did. I've always low-key wanted to make something like that indie, just to say I made it once or twice.
yeah.
I've always wanted to make
Nah,
something
you
like
did
that.
that
And
shit. You did that shit for real. You did that shit.
thanks, man. And so I was like, what, let me take a try at this, and tapped into my singing, and more different, because it's a very different kind of songwriting
Yeah,
compared to rap. So it was interesting challenge yeah, and that's another thing. It's just a new challenge, basically. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like, you always want to challenge yourself, see if you can do better or something. And so I was like, you know what? I like this kind of music. Let me make this kind of music.
yeah,
And I remember I started with SOS, then I did Narcissist, I believe, and then the other song Stay a While, and then the most recent one I did was what's his Ignorance is Bliss,
yeah,
and that was more pop, sort of like old school pop sort of thing going on. But yeah, that's just, I just listen whatever to. Um, yeah, so I just listen to what inspires me, and that was what I was feeling at that time. And Narcissist, I was really proud of Narcissist because I produced that song, and I was one of the first, not one of the first, but like, to produce a rock song is like, it was a
yeah,
proper achievement for me.
yeah,
It was like, to be able to produce in different genres is insane. And
yeah,
so I produced it, did a whole music video for it. It was just like, it was crazy for me. Like, I did, like, that song was 100% me. And yeah, it was a good time when I made that.
yeah. Now that's a really really dope song, and I think um there was a point where there was a thread about FIFA inspired songs, and
Mm,
that is a very FIFA song. Like, if the Enders in the 2010s were still around, you would have been in FIFA for sure with that one. For sure, for sure.
thanks, man.
They fired
Thanks,
those
man.
Enders. Nowadays they're just putting Afro beats.
Now this is all drill,
Drill and Afro beats, bro. Like, but the
woke nonsense.
yeah, but like
Mm,
I really rocked to that indie sound, especially because it didn't sound the way it said that's you. Like, it sounded
yeah.
really genuine. It didn't feel
Mm,
like a departure
thanks, man.
from your normal music, which is something most people would struggle with. Like,
Yeah,
you try
and
other things.
I just felt like I was just showing the range. At the end of the day, like I was saying, these things are music is a competitive thing, or rap. It's just like, it just felt like one of those things, like, who can do it like me, in terms of, one day I'm rapping like this, and then the next day I'm releasing some indie bangers. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So it just felt like, I was just showing my range, and just like, what, I can still do both, and showing guys like,
yeah,
whatever it is, whether it's rap, whether it's whatever,
yeah.
yeah, I'm on my thing.
So you've said you're back
Mm.
to the rapping, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
when did you? So here's a Twitch live exclusive. Uh, he collaborated on a song,
Yes, yes, we
Paperboy,
did.
which
That
I
song's gonna be
guess I can
crazy.
kind of give some context as to how it was made. You sent me a verse a hook you had done. When was that hook
I hope
made?
that's actually, I think it must have been like 2020 or 2021, I believe.
Wow. Wow.
It was a hook I did for another track, or someone else's track,
Yeah.
but they never got around to doing it. And it was like, what, I have this hook lying here, and I can't record a verse for it at the moment. So let me just send it through. See if you can do anything with it,
Yeah.
then.
Hey, yo,
And
bro.
so,
What do you mean? Like, that shit was tough. So I built the
let me
track
tell you,
around those vocals. Yeah, what you saying?
yeah, in terms of when you sent it to me, and because in my head it only sounded one way. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
this is how it sounded on an old beat, on this old beat, and with the same sort of flow, and like as much as it's literally the same vocals, it just sounds so different. Basically, is what I'm saying.
mm, like a
And when you
different
said to me, I
vibe.
was like, yo, exact different vibe, and it's almost like where it hits on the beat, it actually kind of makes it sound like a different flow.
Yeah,
The
because
beat makes it sound
I
like a different
changed the
flow.
pocket kind of like I put it in a different pocket
Exactly.
altogether. Yeah,
Exactly. And
yeah,
so when I heard it, I was like, "Oh, this is actually crazy. This is insane how much it's switched up." But I had to get used to it a bit. But yeah,
yeah.
that song
I think
it's gonna go crazy.
the first demo that I sent you was still very
Mm,
rough. The hook was like 1 minute long, but now
yeah.
I was able, so like the good thing about you sending in a hook and not a verse is that it
Mm,
gave, like, in terms of the theme of the track, it gave a very good skeleton for everyone to just trace over. So um
yeah.
like when I heard that hook, I was like, I want multiple people rapping on this, and like I shopped it out a
Yeah.
bit. I tried to get people on there, the usual, oh, so you,
It's di-
yeah, but
it's
like
not
very,
easy.
I got my young homie Karis to do the first
Shout out
verse.
Caris for real.
Yeah, that one is next one up. The rollout is about to start.
He's next up. He's next
Yeah,
up for real.
I got my homie Gachu on there.
Hmm.
He's always reliable.
Yeah.
Whenever I send him a beat, he'll send it back.
Yeah, he's
And then I
another fire
got
rapper.
yeah, and then I got my homie the Dice Kid from Rwanda.
Yes.
So
Mm.
some very top, some very dope verses from all three of them, which I'll play
Yeah.
after this stream as the outro.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, but yeah, so what is in the plans for, besides this Paperboy track, what is in the plans for young Stevie musically going forward?
Um. So, well, I did tell you the whole mic situation.
Yeah,
But an issue for too long. I'm actually gonna be back in Kenya this year, within a few months. So once I'm back, it's like all like I'm just gonna go hard. Basically, I'm gonna just gonna be recording constantly, making up
yeah,
for lost time. Because before my mic situation, I was dropping music like all the time.
yeah.
So that's what I'm planning on doing. In terms of what's next, I do have a few tracks in that are actually that are more or less ready. To be fair,
Okay,
that are more or less ready. One you've heard is the one I did my homie Ace.
yeah. Dope track, dope
Yeah,
track.
I really love that song. It's actually a bit of an older song. It's actually because as it obviously brought up the mic situation. It's actually a song that I just didn't end up finish. I did the hook and a
Mm,
verse for it, and I really liked the hook, but I didn't really like the verse.
yeah,
And so initially there used to be a verse where my homie Ace had his verse, where I did. It was literally just my own song, but I just didn't like it, and I couldn't re-record. So it's a bit of an older song that I'll be doing that I think is gonna be really fire. There's a lot of new energy into it. Shout out the producer who did it. Kenyan producer. Wait, let me find his name. I don't know what he decides to go by. Marvin. He goes by Marvin, and so
yeah.
his IG is Tears for a Year. He's a
Ah,
really good producer as
I'm
well.
aware of him. Yeah, he's dope. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so we've worked on a few songs. I did the song Digital with him. That's one of my favorite songs that I've done. My track Digital, he produced that, so shout out to him for real. So I have that in the way. I have some stuff with Leroy on the way.
Okay.
You know Leroy, right?
Yeah.
From on the Rug Bones.
Yeah. Yeah.
So shout out to him. Yeah, I have some music with him on the way, and then but as far as those are what I can say like concrete as of now. But the rest, I have some very interesting stuff on the way, and so yeah, that's. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
I think we can actually get whoever on the call. LG.
Say less. Let's do it.
Uh, let me add her. Yeah, let me. How do I do this shit? Okay, I got this. And see if she picks up. But yeah, that's what I'm working on at the moment, and obviously with our track. So I'm really excited for that to drop. Do you have a timeline for when that's dropping?
So